live one-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors, to motivators, chefs, and even rappers, to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie KWard coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
I love that song. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. This is Jazzie KWard, and welcome to Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. What's going on? So what I need you guys to do right now, go ahead and start sharing the video, share the live. I'm excited to have with us our special guest tonight, Mr. Craig Thumper Samuels. He's international recorded artist. He's a producer. He's an arranger. He's a composer. I'm just ready to go ahead and get this show started. How about you? Let's go ahead and start the show.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie KWard.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Artist Talk. I am Jazzie. Happy Friday. Oh, can you believe, October is hit. The year is almost over, right? And as you know, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I got on something almost similar to pink a little bit. So I know we all know someone who has been affected by breast cancer, a family member, friend, or someone. So try to support a friend, and especially during this time, we need to check on people more. Pick up the phone instead of, we do a lot of this, right? A lot of texting and all that jazz. But make sure as you come in the room that you make sure you put where you're watching from, your city and your state, as well as go over to KWard Radio. That's my YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there, and right over here, there's like a little notification bell. Make sure you hit that twice so you get when the show comes on. Go back and watch the replays and all that jazz. And KWardRadio.com is my website. Subscribe. Some great things coming with WKRW. Again, I appreciate everyone's support. As always, go ahead and share the video. I see people coming in the room. I see Rose Lady Edmonds with the Jazz Lovers Corner. And if you don't know the Jazz Lovers Corner, shame on you. That's right. We see recording artist Miss Whittington Steele. If you don't know Whittington Steele, again, shame on you. Also, my girl Castella, she's in California. They know how to party. And if you don't know Castella, hey, shame on you again. And she says, hey, Jazzie, hey, Thumper from Long Beach, California. I appreciate it. Don't forget to go ahead and put the hashtag shame on you. You could be a lucky winner of a little prize from Jazzie. I would appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my next guest, he's an award-winning multi-instrumentalist. He's a composer. He's an arranger. I mean, he's an all-around motivator. This brother definitely has that it factor, and he's a self-contained one-man musical genius. And something I was reading about Thumper is, when he started his career at a very young age, he started with like pots and pans and making all kind of noises. I can kind of relate to that a little bit, being at my grandmother's house. My musical career just didn't quite turn out right. So we're going to have a up close and personal conversation with my friend, Mr. Craig Thumper Samuels. Let's welcome this brother with a lot of love, and let's give it up for Mr. Thumper Samuels on Artist Talk.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up, my brother? Happy Friday.
Oh, same to you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. I see people coming in the room, and Rose Lady said, hello there, Thumper.
Hey, how you doing?
Castella also says, hey, Jazzie and Thumper.
How you doing, Miss Castella?
And we got Kenneth Carroll Agency. Happy Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. He's a booking agent that I just connected with out of Atlanta. So we're working together on some projects too.
Oh, awesome. Well, again, I'm so glad for everybody to be here. If you can, please go and share the video. But my brother Thumper, how are you? How was your day today?
I'm doing well. I'm a Californian now. I just moved out here a few months ago from Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And probably the best move I ever made. Ever since I got here, things are starting to pick up and blow up and move up. And so, yeah, I'm great. I'm honored to be here.
I'm honored. It's a pleasure, my brother, to have a conversation with you. I'm so honored for you to be here. Hey, Karen, happy Friday to you. And again, for my guest tonight, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them there. I promise you we'll do our best to answer those. That's right. Castella said you're in California, so now you know how to party, Thumper. That's right.
That's right. I'm getting ready to get it started too.
You're getting ready to get it started. So you were raised, born in Omaha?
Yeah, born and raised in Omaha. I lived there all my life up until about 5 months ago, and I moved out here.
Okay.
Right after my parents passed away, I wanted to stay with them until they left, and then it was time to go on to a bigger lake. I got tired of doing the same thing over and over again in Omaha, so it was time to go.
I was going to ask you, I've never been to Omaha, and I was just going to say, how was it growing up there?
For me, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It's a lot smaller. There's probably maybe 5 Omahas in a Los Angeles. So it's really small. Population is right about 1 million with all the outskirts and everything. So it's really small, and the music scene is, especially on the jazz side,
right.
It doesn't get quite the support that I feel it needs to really make a dent in the jazz market there.
Okay.
And it's just I started a lot of things there that nobody had ever done before.
Oh wow.
And so I mean, people are starting to do it now, but I just I wish we could get some more support for the jazz artists there.
I always tell people, jazz, it's not a lot of jazz stations around, especially with me working with, WVAS on the campus of Alabama State University. It's not a lot of jazz radio stations around. And I always tell people, I've always been a big advocate and love for jazz music. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And also Paulette Jackson says, hi, Thumper.
Hey, Miss Paulette. How you doing?
Hey, Paulette, she's also wonderful.
She's a real good friend of mine as well.
Great. She's a very nice lady too.
Yeah, good people.
Good people. And I'm just going to go back a little bit, Thumper, just related to everything that's still going on within the last couple of years with the pandemic. So how have you been mentally, mind, body, and soul? How have you been taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm out here pretty much, on my own. So I don't have any well, my son lives out here. He lives about 7 miles away from me now. Okay. But other than that, I'm here. When the pandemic hit, I just felt I couldn't stop. I had to keep it moving. So I found other ways to continue my music career through live streams, working on new projects for different people, right. Things like that. I couldn't let it stop me or slow me down. I've got a little bit of a rehearsal space over here, that I can, still rehearse and keep myself afloat. So when the pandemic and things start to get back to normal, I can hit the stage running.
You can hit the stage running. Great. So everybody, again, my special guest tonight is Craig Thumper Samuels. Make sure you go to his website, thumpinghard.com. Also check out the website and also go support, download music. You can get Thumper's music wherever music is sold. Start you a Spotify playlist, also Apple playlist and all that jazz. Okay. So Thumper, I do this segment called The Real You. It's just 3 questions.
All right. Okay.
I ain't gonna get too personal in your business.
That's all right.
It's just for those who are watching to go and outside of your music, your professional career, just to learn a little bit more about you.
Yeah. Okay. But honestly, there's really not much other than that. When I'm not working or sleeping, I'm on my instruments.
You're on your instruments.
My career, my hobbies and my love are all of my music. Okay. So it's work, it's recreational, it's relaxing. Anything you can think of, it's just music. I go to the beach every now and then just to draw some inspiration. Okay. And then I come back to the studio and get on a guitar or a piano or something and write.
Okay. So my first question I have for you, Thumper, is tell me something that brings you joy.
There's a lot of things that bring me joy. Seeing other people happy.
Oh yeah.
Is probably the number one. Is on my number one on my list, so to speak.
Okay.
That's what I derived to do. That's what my parents instilled in me. That's what they did. Right. They went, above and beyond. They put others before themselves. Right. And I learned that from them. Mm-hmm. And then when I was given the gift of music, even growing up, I found out that the gift of music it's a universal language, so that
right.
no matter, what somebody hears or what language they speak, they can derive the music, hear the music and draw happiness from it.
That's right. I love it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So my number 2 question is, tell me something that it was hard for you to let go of. Was anything hard for you to kind of let go of?
My parents.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. And I still get emotional. My dad left in July of 2020, and my mom left in July of 2019.
Right.
They died a year and 13 days apart, and I still get emotional,
Right.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
So,
again,
that was the hardest, because I didn't have a choice.
Right.
But anything else, I've learned from any other mistakes or any other circumstances that I've learned from or dealt with or witnessed. I had to let that go to move on to something better.
Right.
But in the case of my parents, there's nothing better.
It's nothing better. I can completely relate to that. Thank you for sharing that. And my last and final question in the Real You segment is, have you ever thought about it? What's the best thing about you? What's the best thing about Craig?
Kind of the same answer as number 1, is that I go above and beyond to make people happy,
right.
help them out of a situation if I can do so. If I can't, I send up prayers and hope the man upstairs can help them.
Right.
But that's anything I can do to help anybody. Doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what sexual orientation and all that other stuff. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, I will do my best to do that.
Well, thank you so much, my brother, for sharing the Real You, the segment with us. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we're talking with international recording artist Thumper Samuels. Make sure you go over to thumpinghard.com. And if you don't know this brother, shame on you. Shame on you for not knowing who Thumper Samuels is. So Thumper, when I think about, music and I think about jazz, and you do I call it just, from pop to rock to jazz to R&B to soul. So why should people care about jazz?
I think the main reason is that without words, and no offense, and I write songs with words and in every genre that you can possibly think of, but without words, people can listen to jazz music and interpret their own message or interpret their own feeling as to what is going on in their life.
Right.
Two different people could hear the same tune and derive 2 different meanings from it. So that's probably my main reason for jazz. There's a lot of different feelings that you can derive from it.
Right.
Like I said, there's so many different, everybody feels their own, what word am I looking for? They get their own inspiration from it.
Yeah, I believe that.
So, yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So was jazz always like your first love? Like you growing up musically, did you grow up with a lot of music in your home growing up?
I in my immediate family, I'm the only musician.
Oh, wow.
I've got 2 uncles that play. One of them plays the tenor sax. The other one plays piano.
Okay.
And my grandmother played the organ in church.
Okay.
Beyond that, those were the only 3 other musicians that are in my family that I know of.
That you know of.
Yeah. So my dad was an artist and a photographer.
Okay.
He was a visual artist and a photographer. Like I said, his 2 brothers on his mom's side were saxophone and piano.
Okay. Okay.
So, but in answer to your question, I grew up on Kiss. Okay. I started out playing rock and heavy metal.
Right.
Became a Prince fan really early.
Okay.
And then after that, you know, I started getting into jazz and classical and R&B.
Yeah, I mean, because I know you have a lot of inspirational artists. You grew up like Prince, and I'm a big Richard Marx fan, and I read you like, you know, Richard Marx, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Definitely.
And I you know, so when you think about jazz and you know soul music, you know, how important has your family and your faith been to you on this musical journey?
Faith is above number one, because I've worked as far as I am now. I still have a long way to go.
Okay.
And that being said, I've ran into a lot of roadblocks. I've ran into a lot of no's. I've ran into a lot of, yes, we can help you. Yes, we can do this. Pay us. And then they run off with money, you know, run off with your money. Right. My family has been very, very, very supportive, especially my mom and dad. And I think that's why it was so hard for me to let go of them, especially when I didn't have a choice. Because like you mentioned earlier in the segment, I started out on pots and pans. And my mom gave me, you know, she bought me my first few instruments.
Okay.
And, you know, I was down in the basement making all kinds of noise, and they were upstairs doing this, you know. Yeah. And then, you know, later on, they finally realized that I was actually making music and it wasn't noise anymore. Right. But they supported me the entire time.
Wow.
And so, yeah, my family's been very, very supportive. You know, I have two brothers that are both sports buffs.
Okay.
But, you know, they support me, you know, just as much as my mom and dad did.
Okay. All right. So, hey, everybody. Again, I'm your host, Jazzie KWard. Tonight is our special guest, Mr. Thumper Samuels. Make sure you go over to thumpinghard.com. Again, if you have any questions or comments on the show, we're going to take a break and we're going to have a little bit more conversation with Mr. Thumper Samuels about his music. Y'all, he has some new music out, his 13th release studio album that is out. We're going to talk about that and much, much more right here on Artist Talk. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Artist Talk. And we have with us tonight Mr. Thumper Samuels. He's an international recording artist, multi-instrumentalist. And, you know, I have to ask you this too, Thumper. Where did the name Thumper come from? I was getting a lot of tweets. And it's like, well, where did he get the name Thumper? I said, well, that was one question I was going to ask him anyway. Can you explain the Thumper?
Well, what I usually do is tell people, use your imagination.
Right.
And they take it there. You know what I mean? But the name was actually, my mom actually gave me that name before I was born, because whenever I was in her stomach, you know, and I heard music, you know, I would always kick and move around. And so she always said, you know, I was going to be her little thumper when I was born. And ever since then.
Okay. I really like that. You know, the Thumper, and then I'm seeing your swag over there. You're all GQ'd up. You got your rag. This brother is sharp, y'all. I told y'all, if you didn't know Thumper Samuels, shame on you. Oh, okay. So Thumper, we're going to check out a performance and then we're going to talk a little bit more. You want to go ahead and introduce this performance and let us know where you were?
This track was called Missing You Blues, and I did it in Lincoln, Nebraska in June of 2020 amidst the COVID crisis. So I'm not really moving around much, and then everybody that's there is kind of spread out. But it was something that I wanted to do because they asked me to do it. And I was a little reluctant at first, but then they told me it was outside. So I decided to do something to, get out of the house and whatnot and get a little bit of fresh air. And then, like I said, try to make some people happy at the same time.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out this performance from Mr. Craig Thumper Samuels, international recording artist, composer, and producer. Hey, my friend Sabrina Taylor, let's go. Saw me over here. You saw me over here imitating like I was actually playing that guitar. Again, that was Samuel's Missing You Blues. Is there a story behind that song?
Honestly, I was just missing the stage from the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just I wrote that in January of that year.
Okay.
No, I take it back. It was March of that year.
Okay.
And just missed the stage.
Right.
And that's why I took that opportunity to do that one in June of that year. Like I said, just to get out and get back on stage, even if it was, in a confined space.
Yeah, I think especially during that pandemic, Thumper, I mean, I think we all had the blues. I always say with this pandemic, it was a blessing and a curse for
and it was a wake-up call, I believe, too.
Right. Did you find yourself say, you know, even during this time? Well, I never thought I would even live through something like that, but it also gave me a perspective of things that I thought I had in order, or things that I need to take care of. Shame on me for not taking care of things that my parents instilled in me. Like they would have said, you know better. You know. Did you?
And I think another thing is that sometimes we take things for granted.
Yeah.
And you know, they figure, well, this will never happen to me, and this and that and the other. And like I said, it was a wake-up call, to open some people's eyes.
That's right.
And it's the same thing. Just like some of the other national, disasters and things of that nature that have happened. Like you said, get your house in order.
Get yourself in order. Shame on everybody. Hey, we have Candace Woodson, international.
Hey, Miss Candace, how you doing?
Hanging out with us. And again, if you don't know Candace Woodson, shame on you. If you don't know Sabrina Taylor with Unsigned Artistry Revealed, shame on you. So, so I thought about that a lot, Thumper, and even like the number of projects. This is when I want to move forward and talk about your new studio album.
Sure.
And your 13th studio album. It's called what? The Midas Touch?
Actually, there's one beyond that that's called Inspirations for a Brighter Tomorrow.
Okay, Inspirations for a Brighter. So when you think about this, what's different on this project than your previous work?
This one has a lot of most of the tunes that I have on this one drew a greater deal of inspiration than some of the others.
Okay.
The Midas Touch was kind of my first studio keyboard album or piano album.
Okay.
Whereas this one is kind of guitar and keyboard mixed.
Okay.
But like I said, this one has a lot more of my inspirational tunes. There's one called Hope. Heal Our Planet Earth. That hit #1 in the UK twice. Within 5 weeks of each other.
Wow.
It hit #1 and it dropped to 12, and then it worked its way back up to #1 again. And then there's other tracks on there, like I said, that just drew a lot of inspiration from.
Okay. And I want to play just a snippet of a little bit of that, Thumper. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna play it. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That one was initially written for all of the frontline workers, the doctors, the nurses, firefighters.
Okay.
On the front lines when the pandemic hit the hardest.
Right.
But after that, I realized that, seeing things on social media and on the news of how just regular citizens, regular people came out to help others.
Right.
I decided to expand the dedication to them as well.
Right. Yeah.
The people sitting in parking lots, handing out food, handing out water, handing out supplies. I felt they deserved some recognition.
Yeah, that's true.
From just doing that. So I decided to, expand the dedication to them as well.
Okay. Hey, hi, Anita. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, our special guest tonight is Thumper Samuels, international recording artist, producer, and composer. Hey, y'all, and let them know too, Thumper, how can we support you in your music, your new project, and where we can find you on social media?
I've got several social media pages. Craig Samuels, Craig Thumper Samuels, Thumper and Generation 1 is my I call it my invisible band. I'm on Amazon. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify. You can Google me, and about 4 or 5 pages of me will pop up. So I'm pretty much everywhere.
You're pretty much that's right. So make sure you go to thumpinghard.com. And, also I was some tweets. People was like, well, can they download your project? Can they get physical copies?
Yes. Well, physical copies right now are, because of the pandemic, my supplier and manufacturer is backlogged.
Okay.
But digital copies can be found on just about everywhere. On my YouTube channel is Thumper and Generation 1. Okay. And it's the ampersand, not the word and.
Okay.
Which a lot of people type in and they say, well, I can't find you. So, okay. But digital copies right now are on back order.
On back order.
And I've got some other merchandise, some pillowcases, guitar picks, coffee mugs, mouse pads, hats and merchandise with my Thumpin' Hard logo on them. Okay. But everything is kind of back ordered now. So
okay.
When that stuff becomes available, I'll reach out to those on social media and let you guys know.
Okay. I also wanted to talk with you, which I thought was awesome, about your nonprofit organization and your work with JADA, which is the Jazz Against Domestic Abuse.
Right. Right.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that nonprofit and raising awareness with this program?
I actually have 2 nonprofits.
Okay.
JADA is one, and then I have another one called Our Stars of Tomorrow.
Okay.
And JADA is more of the performance-based. The money I get from performances when COVID relief, COVID is over, and I get back on stage. Okay. Some of the money that I make from my performances will go to domestic abuse awareness programs in that city.
Okay.
To help educate people on how to get out of domestic abuse, what to do in domestic abuse situations. Okay. Hopefully, when I get kind of to where I want to be, the kind of money that I want to bring in will go towards helping to build shelters for men and women to go for safety.
Okay.
And if they're running from somebody or in a situation that they're scared to leave, right. I've heard that a lot of not so much men that I know of, but a lot of women will stay in a domestic situation, right. Because they don't have anywhere to go. Right. Or they're scared to leave because the person that is abusing them will find them, and then the repercussions will be even worse, for running or whatnot.
Right.
So that's what JADA is about.
Okay.
My other one is called Our Stars of Tomorrow, which is a program that's designed for high school seniors to give scholarships, and I'll write a song every year.
Okay.
And all of the proceeds from that particular song go towards in Omaha right now, but I'm looking to expand that. Goes towards high school seniors for scholarships to help them get in their first year of college.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. How can we, when I think about music and I think about how healing music is, and I tell people a lot of times, with so much going on in the world, we never know what someone is going through. And I always right. like people to have a little bit more empathy and compassion for music. I mean, for
exactly.
people. And mind, body, and soul. What does music heal you from, Thumper?
That's a good question. Wow. I just like everybody else. I'm human too. I go through problems. I've had a lot of bad relationship. Now I won't say a lot of bad relationships because I haven't been in that many, but I've had bad situations in relationships. I've seen other people go through things that I am thankful that I didn't have to go through.
Right.
But in hindsight, I It's hard to say. I've been blessed all my life. I've had a few struggles, but the music has kept me going. Mainly, I guess, a lot of the musical setbacks that I've had with people taking my money and running off, and you know, people's. I really don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Okay.
Other than, like I said, the man upstairs and my music are the two things that have kept me from harm's way, kept me out of harm's way.
Right.
You know, I write for other people. Like I said, I put others before myself. So
Okay.
I kind of put my problems and issues, things like that, on the back burner, because I would rather focus on helping somebody else.
I understand. I completely understand. But
that was a good question. I have to think about that one.
Think about that one. That's good. You know, so the program, you know, Jada and all. So for those who are watching, you know, the program tonight, and those who go back and watch the replay, how can we support you, Thumper, in your nonprofit organizations?
Mainly by coming to my performances and purchasing my music. Okay. That's the only way, to be honest with you. Prayers, of course, and good thoughts, good feelings, positive comments. You know, I've had negative comments, but like I said, I don't let them faze me, which most people shouldn't. If you do, shame on you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Shame on you. That's right.
Don't let any negative comments bog you down or stop you from doing anything that you want to do.
That's
but
right.
In answer to your question, just come to my performances when I come to your city, and then, you know, purchase my music. And as I write one song a year. So in 2022, I have one called TKO, which is transfer kindness to others.
I love that.
And I will release that I may release it yet this year, but I'm going to put the Stars of Tomorrow tag on it. So all of the money I make from downloads, streams, and things of that nature, from January 1, 2022 to December 31st of 2022, all of the music, all of the money from that song will go towards a scholarship. Like I said, I want to expand it to beyond Omaha, but you know, Omaha, I got to take care of home first, even though I'm out here now. But and then as it expands, then I'll go to other cities and find high schools where there's a lot of graduates that don't have scholarship eligibility and having financial hardships.
Wow.
So and then that money will go towards them.
Okay, that's great. So everybody watching the program tonight, for those watching the replay, again, Thumper Samuels, go wherever music is sold. You can go to his website, you know, Amazon, Apple, download the music. It not only supports this amazing artist, you know, it can also support his nonprofit agencies as well. Hey, my friend Chan Hall, he said, hello, Thumper.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Jeffrey? And also the Kenneth Care Agency. Thank you so much. They said they really enjoying the show. And you wanted to tell me also about Kenneth, the Carroll Agency.
Yeah, that's my booking agency out of Atlanta, and we connected about 6 months ago, and we've got a lot of things in the works. Like I said, mentioned coming to the shows.
Okay.
Kenneth Carroll and Kenneth Underwood is his name. His wife's name is Carol. Okay. So it's Kenneth Carroll Agency. But yeah, they're doing a great job for me. I really appreciate them.
Great.
So in connection with that, to support the agencies for Jada, you know, come see me wherever I land in your city. Okay. And you know, the Kenneth Carroll Agency will be responsible for. Hopefully, I can get in on some jazz fests. Right. I definitely want to play the Catalina Island Jazz Fest at some point. I went there for the first time in 2008, I believe it was.
Okay.
And that's the only thing on my bucket list that I just have to do. So, Art Good, if you're out there, I'd love to play your Jazz Fest.
That's right.
But I mean, I'll take it. I'll play anywhere for anybody. I don't care.
Also, we had another question. I think I missed. Paulette says, "Is there information on the your website about the nonprofits?"
There is. I need to update it, but I need to. I'm in the process of revamping my 501c3s.
Okay.
But yeah, there will be. I'm going to revamp that and put some additional information on the websites about those as well.
Okay. Okay. Great. So everybody, don't forget, make sure you go over to thumpinghard.com and check out my brother, Mr. Thumper Samuel. So, Sam, I have to ask you this too, just moving forward, brother, actor, model, writer, composer, arranger. When do you have time, my brother, to do all of these amazing things?
I got a big head, so I wear a lot of hats.
Oh.
I just try to, I mean, it's the man upstairs. I'll be totally honest with you. I've been presented with a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. I'm working on an album for a good friend of mine, Pastor Alja Thompson.
Okay.
I'm working on a new album for him.
Okay.
I've got three modeling agencies, actually. I have two in Omaha, one in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm connected with two out here that I'm getting ready to start work for. And like I said, I'm all over the place. So,
yeah.
But if I can get it, if I can fit it in, I'll get it in.
You can get it in. I mean, everyone watches this program. I mean, Thumper has worked with, a lot of people like, Jonathan Butler, Huge Groove, the Barkays, the System, Steve Cole, and the list goes on and on and on. Is it anybody, Thumper, that you haven't worked with yet that you would love to work with?
I'll work with anybody. I'll be totally honest with you. Nobody in particular. I got a chance to play with Prince for about 15, 20 minutes during a sound check back in 1996.
Okay.
That was at that time was the only one that I wanted to interact with. And it was kind of back then he had the NPG Music Club.
Oh, okay.
And, and he would allow members of the club to come in during the sound checks. Okay. And, he would interact with them, talk with them and whatnot while he was sound checking. And I was bold enough to raise my hand and ask him if I could shake his hand. Told him I admired his work. I was a big fan. And he said, "Do you play?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, come on up here."
Oh, wow.
So we got to jam for 10, 15 minutes. Okay. And that was the highlight. Yeah. But yeah, I'll play with anybody, anywhere. I don't care if it's somebody up and coming or somebody that's whose level I'm trying to get to. Right. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll play anywhere for anybody and sit in with anybody. I'll collaborate with anybody. Okay. I'm about the music,
It's all about support, y'all. And, indie recording artists, independent recording artists, and I'm sure, Thumper, it's challenging. People, especially when you're not signed to like a major label, the finances that, And also, I think finding the right people on your team to support the music, So, in like a short version, what's been some challenges, being an independent recording artist?
Bookings, getting the shows, the financial support. Like I said, in Omaha, there's no opportunity to. Well, let me rephrase that. There's a lot of great jazz artists in Omaha, right. But you almost have to leave Omaha to
rise
above Omaha. I love Omaha. I grew up on Omaha, but like I said, I got tired of doing playing the same clubs, playing the same places, doing the same things over and over again. And, you know, on the New York side and the LA side, nobody comes to Omaha.
Right.
You know, you don't get any notoriety or exposure because, you know, so that's the main reason why I came out here. Okay. I'm in a suburb. I live in Pasadena. I'm in a suburb of LA.
Okay.
But you have, like I said, there's better opportunities. I just had to move to a bigger lake.
A bigger lake. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You have some amazing artists on here. Maybe, you know, Thumper Samuels and Candace Woodson. We got Costello, Whittington Steele, Chan Hall. We got some amazing other artists that are.
And like I said, I'm willing to collaborate or work with anybody. I'll share the stage with anybody. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
You know.
Hey Thumper, do you remember when you first heard your music on the radio? You remember that?
Yeah. Yep. It was like I had broken through a glass ceiling. Right. Like I had actually made it to the next level, not the level, but the next level. And you know, when you move up to the next level, you start on the floor and you got to rise to the next level.
That's right.
And so I felt like, it felt really good. Right. And then when I started getting, you know, top 10 hits, number 5 hits, number 1 hits, I kind of felt like, okay, I made it to the next level, you know. And in my fan base and my friends base, I don't like to call them fans because I consider them all my friends, yourself included.
Okay, I appreciate it.
But when all the support came in, then it was like, okay, I'm making progress.
Right.
You know, and like I said before, I'm not where I want to be, but I've come a long way.
Hey, I love that, my brother.
You know, so yeah, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. You know, I still got a long way to go, but I've come a long way too.
What a blessing. Hey, everybody, my special guest is an international recording artist, Mr. Thumper Samuels. Keep it locked right here. We're going to take a short break. We'll have a little bit more conversation with our special guest, so don't go too far. We'll be right back right here on Artist Talk.
Bright Star award-winning Best International Artist Candice Woodson is coming to the UK. Don't miss the Queen of Sophisticated Soul performing live for 2 dates, one in London and one in Birmingham. The Midas Touch tour starts on Tuesday the 9th of November 2021 at the Pheasantry in Chelsea, London, and then continues on Friday the 12th of November at the Pizza Express Live in Birmingham. That's the award-winning Candice Woodson in the UK this November. To book tickets for either date, visit pizzaexpresslive.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Artist Talk. We're talking with Mr. Thumper Samuels. He's a model. He's an actor. He's a writer. He's a producer. This brother has that it factor. He's just an all-around motivator. And if you don't know this brother, shame on you. Shame on you.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember. So you know what? When I tell people, and again, hey, Ultimate Entertainment. If you don't know Ultimate Entertainment, shame on you. Thank you so much, my brother, for stopping by. So the hashtag shame on you, Thumper. So when I decided to do the hashtag, it's not an ego thing or anything like that. So I always tell people, shame on you. You know, a lot of times there's so much music and so much other things out here that we can discover, but we don't, a lot of times don't take the time. And like a lot of people may be like, I've never heard of Craig Thumper Samuels. Well, you know, shame on you for not finding out who this brother is. Shame on you for not knowing who Jazzie KWard is. Shame on you for not knowing Castella or Ultimate Entertainment or Sabrina or Gia. So that's when I did that hashtag, shame on you. So we have to support. There's so many artists out here, and a lot of times repetitiously, we will listen. I do it too now. I have my favorite artists that I listen to over and over, and especially during the pandemic, it's given me a chance to even Thumper listen to your music more in depth.
Correct. Well,
I can
thank you very much.
Sit back and enjoy the music, because you know we get in our car, we're on the phone, we're doing 10 other different things, and we don't get the chance to kind of, as I say, marinate, you know,
Right?
into the music, right?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, I also do a segment on here, Thumper, where I ask people to do the hashtag shame on you, and I give away a little prize from Artist Talk. So that's what we're gonna do right now for all of those who put the shame on you. We're gonna go ahead and my producer said he's ready to give away a special little surprise to somebody. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. We're going to get some music going on, y'all. Thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on. Hey. Congratulations to my friend, Miss Candace Woodson. And I will be reaching out to you to send you that little special surprise from Jazzie. But Thumper, back to you. You know, let us know. So what else do you have coming up? Any performances, anything else where we can see you perform?
I do have, like I said, I'm working on quite a few shows out here, but I'm trying to get all the COVID regulations and stuff in order. So once I start promoting, I'll make sure I have everything, you know, posted.
Okay.
November 10th, I have a show here in Pasadena called the 1881.
Okay.
And my son's gonna help me. I plan to live stream it.
Okay.
And get a lot more video footage. In the last video that you showed, I wasn't really moving around very much because, like I said, during the pandemic, I had to keep myself in kind of a box. But this show coming up, I don't think the cameraman is going to be able to keep up with me. I'm going to be running around so much. There's also several different rooftop restaurants here in the LA area that I'm going after as well. So right now, the only one written in stone is the 1881 on November 10th. And then hopefully I'll be able to do something, you know, once or twice a month there as well. And as the pandemic lifts, I'll be able to expand more. I definitely want to go overseas. I'm doing well on the charts in the UK. So I definitely want to go to London and a lot of places over there. Like I said, anywhere I'll play. I mean, anywhere I go, I'll play.
Okay.
And, so yeah, but as I get new shows, I will definitely post them. You know, when they're ready.
When they're ready. So Castella, who's in California, said, let her know where you're going to be, Thumper, because she's in California and she's going to be there. So November the 10th, you said 1881 is the spot?
Yep. It's a club called the 1881. It's up here in Pasadena. And it's, I haven't seen it yet. I'm supposed to go see it next week to map it out so I can see what kind of equipment I'm going to need. I'm not sure how big the place is, but I'll definitely try and live stream it if I can, at least part of it. And but yeah, Miss Castella, I've talked to her on social media a few times, and we were definitely going to try and meet up and do a collaboration or two. So I'm looking forward to working with her, and like I said, anybody else that wants to collaborate.
And Candace Woodson said that you could go with her.
That works for me. That works for me.
It's all about the networking. You know, we have to network. We have to, and we have to support each other. So everyone on this live, again, who goes back and watch the replay, please support indie artists and support my brother Thumper Samuels. You can follow him all over social media. You know, the brother is modeling. He's acting. So we may see him in a movie soon. Any movies coming up, Thumper?
Not coming up. I have been in a couple. I was in About Schmid back in the day with Jack Nicholson, and I was in Up in the Air with George Clooney. I've done some work with Larry the Cable Guy, and a lot of different commercials and advertisements. I've been doing that since you remember the College World Series baseball.
Yeah.
I was on one of the covers when I was, I believe I was 10 years old.
Okay.
I was one of the covers. So I started doing that almost as early as when I started playing music.
Okay. Wow.
So,
wow.
But yeah, when something comes up, I will definitely let you know.
I appreciate that, my brother. And again, let people know how they can find you, Thumper, on social media.
Again, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I've got 4 Facebook pages, 1 personal page, and 3. What's the other page they use?
You're on IG as well.
Instagram as well. Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't have TikTok yet. I'm building a TikTok.
Okay.
The other one, Snapchat. I'm working on a Snapchat too.
And you're also on Twitter.
Twitter, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, if you Google me, you'll get 4 or 5 different pages of links on how to connect. And then thumpinghard.com is my website.
Okay. And my final question for you, Thumper, is what words of wisdom or encouragement you can give someone who's watching this, that wants to follow in your footsteps. And this, I'm sure this business is not easy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Any words of encouragement or wisdom you can give?
Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep the faith. Keep working hard. Don't let somebody's no stop you or discourage you from following your dream, whatever it may be. If it's in the entertainment industry or any industry out there. Like I said, the word keep, KEEP, is keep the faith, keep pushing, keep up the hard work. Keep it up. And if you want something, find yourself a goal and don't stop until you get there.
Like my Aunt Dorothy used to always tell me, and from Cincinnati, Ohio, she would always tell me to keep on keeping on and do it on the good foot.
There you go. I believe Parliament Funkadelic had that going, didn't it?
Okay. My Aunt Dorothy, to this day, she always said, baby, keep doing it on the good foot. It don't matter. Just keep on keeping on. But Thumper Samuels, my brother, you are amazing. It's an honor and privilege to have a conversation.
The honor is mine. Yeah.
And
thank you so much.
Any way that we can continue to support your music. And something I want to say, this one I would suggest to you, Thumper, because if y'all follow Thumper, you see his swag, y'all. You see his clothes. So what we're looking for, Thumper, is a calendar. You ever thought about doing a calendar?
I've done them in the past, and I'm actually thinking about starting another one for 2022.
Yeah.
But I've done them in the past. Yes.
Okay.
They didn't, because I was, like I said, I love Omaha to death, but you don't get the support, especially on the jazz side, because Omaha is so small. There's a great deal of jazz musicians, but nobody really comes out and supports jazz unless it's Boney James, it's Steve Cole, it's Peter White, or anybody like that. There are some diehards that go see the jazz musicians, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm sure the Omaha musicians are grateful for that. But we don't get the support that that your LA or your New York gets, or your independent artists get, for that matter. But yeah, I've done a few calendars. I think I did 4 years in a row. But the support wasn't there. Okay. And so I am thinking about doing some stuff for 2022, 2023. Okay. Definitely doing that. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, my friend, keep us posted any way we can support you. Again, me, Jazzie, let me know. I'm good at sharing. I'll promote it. Whatever we can do to support my brother, Thumper Samuels.
Totally appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me too. This is a blessing within itself,
Yeah, my brother, anytime. You are welcome to come back on the show anytime. When you get ready to do your show in November, let me know. I'll be happy to stream it on my platform.
Oh, thank you.
For people to get more viewership and people to tune in. So anything I can do to support you, you got it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And hey, can you stick around for about a minute for me?
Sure, definitely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody, another great show. My special guest, Craig Thumper Samuels, thumpinghard.com. He has a new project out. Make sure you go over to the website, purchase the CD, wherever music is sold, download it, go get it now. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever music is sold. All you have to do is Google this brother. So I need everybody on this live to just go and download and support my brother. I'm Jazzie KWard. Again, thank each and every one of you tonight. Go over to KWard Radio and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as KWardRadio.com, my website. And if you don't, shame on you. That's right. Shame on you, y'all. Any artists that would like to be featured on the show, just send me music. KWard Radio, my address is listed there. And all that jazz. If you'd like to support the show, no gift is too small. PayPal, Cash App, all that information is there. Join me tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to 12 noon Central Standard Time. That's each and every Saturday on WVAS, which is on the campus of Alabama State University. The show streams WVASFM.org, or you can download the TuneIn app. So you have no excuse. If you're working out, walking in the park, you could just listen right there on your phone too. Hey, Miss Tootie Malone, recording artist, just popped on. I see you. Thank you for another great show. I hope you all have a great weekend. Remember, make sure you take care of yourself and be kind to others. I'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.